What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video, and it's to talk about the TJ Watt contract. And um, it to a lot of people who want him re-signed, I understand, and I really hope it happens. I know it will happen. The only thing that I'm scared of is him declining, which is the only which is the only thing that could happen to TJ. God forbid. No, I want him to win a Super Bowl here. I do. But there just seems to be a lot of people that think that he's honestly going to win a Super Bowl here. And I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Yeah, I know we got Jalen Ramsey and he still plays at a high level, but that doesn't mean anything in the end if we don't win at all. That's the whole point of this thing, right? Now, if if we're going on a run, then yeah, you want to bring back TJ. I mean, why wouldn't you want to bring him back? That's the whole point. Is to have your franchise guy, which, saying franchise guy to someone who's just now entering their 30s is weird, but it's different today. Uh TJ, he's a great fucking player. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, literally. It's no surprise about that. There's no surprise about that whatsoever. The biggest issue that I have with it is that he's not going to win a Super Bowl here. I don't know why that is such a biggest befuddle to people whenever fans like me say that. Remember 2017? We should have won the Super Bowl that year. We didn't get there. And I still don't believe we're going to win a Super Bowl under Tomlin. I'm sorry, I just don't have faith in him. Not like a lot of other Steeler fans do. And if you have that much faith in him, good for you. But at the end of the day, he still has the same problems that he's had since being the coach. Yeah, he's good. It's no doubt about it. I mean, nobody's going to take that away from Mike Tomlin. But at the end of the day, he still has trouble with challenges. He's terrible at clock management. He It's on, I swear, every time I hear it. Obviously, in every sentence that this man makes, obviously. Well, it's obvious that we got to win a Super Bowl. That's our goal, nothing else more. That I mean, if it's your goal to win a Super Bowl, why are these guys never ready? You want to know why? Because they don't believe in you anymore. But before I get, I'm not going to get into that. But it's a part of the problem that we've had for so long now. It's become a part of the same problem we've had for almost 10 years. Mike Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game in nearly 10 years as the Steelers head coach. And they have to be the cheapest franchise when it comes to hiring good coaching staff I've ever seen in my life. And what happens when you go cheap? Nothing good probably comes out of it. Unless you want to buy a candy bar at the store. Which even nowadays, that's not even cheap anymore. But the Steelers are living in this world to where we're going to win a Super Bowl. We'll win the Super Bowl. We're fighting for a Super Bowl. When you got keyword, will you be able to beat teams like Kansas City, Detroit, Green Bay, San Francisco, and now Washington? Yeah, Washington, Philadelphia. Who else am I leaving out there? Honestly, I don't. Oh, the Ravens. How do you expect to compete or for to compete for a Super Bowl when you can't even beat the top teams? I would love nothing more for that to change, man. I would. And I'd love to sit here and say we got a Super Bowl team. But half the guys on our roster haven't even sniffed a divisional round or whatever you want to call it. TJ hasn't even had that. I think Cam has. I think TJ Watt has never had a win in the playoffs. I hope that changes this year. And hell, I hope he wins a Super Bowl with us. But honestly, ask yourselves this. Is this a Super Bowl team? Are they contenders? Or are they pretenders? There's your question. Is that going to be what it's is that how it's going to be? Are we going to be actual contenders? Or are we going to be the same thing that we've been for the past, what, 4 or 5 years now? Which is being in a spot to make the playoffs, but we're pretenders because we never even win a playoff game. And to put it frank, it's been since 2017. So that's what, 8 years now? 8 flipping years. I hope we win a playoff game, man. Even if it's one playoff game. Right now, one playoff game is all I have to give. I want to believe in this team. I want them to do good. I want them to be able to hoist that Lombardi trophy and that sticky Lombardi and say we are 7-time champions. But I'm not living in fairy tale land. I'm living in reality of the situation, and the situation is this. Can this team get over the hump? That's my biggest thing. Keyword, yes, we can. But at the end of the day, we got Broderick, who hasn't been over his side at left tackle in two fucking years. 2 fucking years. Now, to a lot of people, it's like, that's not that long. It really is if you're a lineman. But I think he'll be okay. And even if he has a down year this year, I'm not gonna sit here and say that he's a bust because had a he hasn't even had 2 years. He hasn't had a full year at left tackle. And we sit here, say, man, this is, or the delusional fans, we say, this team's has a chance to win it all. They can, but at the end of the day, it's easy to sit there and say we have a chance to win it all and actually winning it all. If we want to get our ticket to a Super Bowl, we got to find a franchise guy at that quarterback position first. We need to get better offensive coordinator, O-line coach, defensive coordinator. I can't even tell you who our linebacker coach is, but I sort of like his attitude, how he's going about stuff. So that's a wait and see on him. And I'm hoping that Arthur Smith does good this year at offensive coordinator going into second season. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt at an extent on some stuff because he wasn't used to working with necessarily a power back. And I know a lot of people would ask that, like, well, wasn't Derrick Henry a power back? Yeah, but he was also a little bit faster than Najee. More powerful, could stay up on his feet more. I'm not taking that away from Najee. Najee did the exact same thing. But the thing is about it, Najee was also slow. And he had trouble, or there were times even where he had a wide open gap that was bigger than my freaking living room, and he didn't take it. I love Najee, but he definitely had his minuses in there. And I really want us to do good. I do. I just don't want to get my hopes up like I did in many years past before even doing YouTube. I want to be completely honest. And my honesty is this: I still don't see us going no further than the wild card. I hope we do. I hope we have that type of run. But sitting there and saying, yeah, we're going to go on a Tom Brady Buccaneers type of run or a Commanders type of run, I just don't believe it yet. When it happens, I'll believe it. But until that day comes, nothing more, nothing less. Not putting another inch of saying, yeah, I believe. I'm excited for this upcoming season, but I'm also going into it like I did in 2019. Whatever happens is going to happen. That's my thought process of going into this season is what happens happens, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm still going to cheer on the Steelers. I'm still going to rep my terrible towel. And nobody will ever change that. I will be a Steeler fan till the day I die. And I I love them. I love this franchise to death. Hell, there's many Steeler fans like myself that would sit there and say we'd follow this franchise into hell as a fan base and back out. And when I mean back out, I mean come back out of hell with them. But we've got to be honest and be straightforward. What is the goal for 2025? For me as a fan or as a Steelers fan, is to see us improve on the offensive line, see them play better, even if it's above average at best. That's still better than what we've had, which has been mediocre through and through. I honestly don't know what to expect, except going into the season expecting the unexpected. Because like this Jets game, week 1, at one part of me believes we'll beat them. The other part gives me flashbacks of 2019 when we were in this exact same situation. Now, granted, we got better. There's no doubt that this. I'm sorry, I hit the mic. There's no doubt that the Steelers have gotten better in terms of player, but we've also seen in the past that it doesn't matter who they got on this team, they still find a way to screw it up. Mike Tomlin finds a way to screw shit up. But it could all change. I don't know, man. I'm going into it just like I said. Whatever happens is going to happen. There's nothing I can change. I can't rewind time to correct it or for them to correct it because that's not real life. I'm not living in a fantasy of the world's flat or we're in a simulation crap like some people think. That's not me. I actually live in the real world when it comes to this stuff. And while I love that fans are more about it, like are more excited because of the guys we got, and don't get me wrong, I'm excited to see Jalen Ramsey play and Jonnu Smith. Hell, I'm excited to see all the additions that we got, which wasn't much this offseason, but again, it is what it is. We need to be patient. Again, I don't believe we're winning the Super Bowl this year. That's not even on my freaking calendar. That's not even crossing my mind. I wish it was, and I wish I had confidence in it, but I just don't. It's gonna be it's gonna be honestly a reoccurring thing. You know, we go through the same stuff every year, and it feels like we fill in the same holes. We just traded for Jalen Ramsey. Well, now we got a hole at safety. Um, we get rid of George Pickens. Next thing you know, we got a hole at wide receiver too. But I didn't believe that we were going to get anything back for George Pickens, so that's kind of why I don't bring up that whole thing, because he's a head case. Um, what more? Oh, um, unless and here's the honest truth. This is how I would describe a successful season. We make playoffs. We beat the top teams. Now, we're not going to beat all the top teams, but it doesn't mean that we won't beat one of them. We need to beat these top teams, guys, if we're ever going to get a shot at winning a Super Bowl. That's the nature of the NFL. That is the nature of the beast when it comes to this sport. You face the best in order to be the best. You beat the best in order to be the best. You know, that's why the Eagles, look at where they were. And that's why I kind of take my time with this stuff, because look at where they were a couple years ago. Nobody was sitting there talking about them being a surefire contender for a Super Bowl. They just set them as a playoff contender. And now look at them. They just beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, blew them out, by the way. Blew them absolutely out of the fucking water. That it just comes to the point of, can you beat the best? Because in order, like I said, in order to be the best team, you've got to beat the best teams. In order to be a great team, you got to beat the great teams. In order to be elite, you got to beat the elite. You guys get it. That's the whole purpose. We've got to ask ourselves, is that realistic? Answer is yes. Yes, it is. It's very realistic. I believe you can, any team that steps foot on that field, we can beat. But it's about how the game goes on. We can't go 3 and out, which is what hurt us, especially in that Chiefs game on Christmas last season. The defense was doing their job. The offense hardly did anything besides that one good drive we had. If I'm being completely honest. And then afterwards, it just went downhill. The Steelers' issue is staying consistent throughout the whole season. Play them tough. Go in and be the best versions of you on that field. What do you want to be remembered for? Just having a great career? Or sitting there and thinking, man, I would love to be a Super Bowl winning player. I just feel like in today's game, man, there's so many players that'll sit there and choose money over everything else. And another thing about it, some of those players that did get big contracts, what happened to them? They either went on to be great, or their careers were down the toilet and they were out of the league in 2 to 3 years. Hell, some even a year or two. Months. A week. I just hate that this is where we are. But, the The way I look at things is we're still rebuilding. 5 years, we're still rebuilding. Omar Khan is wanting to get guys that he wants to build a Super Bowl team around, not the Colbert guys. Now, while we know TJ Watt is a Colbert player, he's also one of the only players other than Minka and Hayward and Highsmith. I mean, Highsmith, he can still. Highsmith will do Highsmith stuff. He'll get his sacks and all that. He'll step up when needed. And my biggest thing will be what's next. The Steelers is a franchise where I'm going to take a quote from what Troy Polamalu said. He said, to be a Steeler is to consider others before considering yourself. To protect your brother even from themselves. To sacrifice at your own expense. And while voluntarily wearing the black and gold, make sure nobody desecrates it, disrespects it. More importantly, them as players don't dishonor it. But here's what he said afterwards. The only thing that any player should care about is getting approval from previous legends that donned the black and gold. It's a brotherhood that's bigger than money, business, and women. And at the end of it all, he said his piece on it. Troy is the definition of a real Steeler. He embodies as a real Steeler. He played like a real Steeler. He played on the field with his band of brothers, getting to a Super Bowl. Can today's Steelers do that? Oh no. I'm just not looking at this whole thing and saying, we're Super Bowl contenders now. But yeah, that's about it. I'm going to come out with another video at some point. It's going to be doing like a Call of Duty video or something, just me playing on it and hoping that you guys enjoy it and have a good time. And again, like I said in previous videos, I will be going live for the football games. For those out there that will, whoever pops in comments, I won't be able to show the games because, again, don't want to get sued. I'll tell you everything that's going on during the game, and some of you will be watching the game as well. During that time, I beg you and ask you nicely to not spoil. Because that is a definite no-no when it comes to doing lives, and this is going to be my first full year. When I do this, I want to have fun with it. Something I do as a hobby. because I'm already, keyword, I'm already working. I'm doing people's yards. So I'm making money. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, here we go, Steelers. Let's hope we can do at least somewhat decent. I hope we do better than what we've done in years. And this offensive line, this young offensive line, shows up in September or yeah, September, which would be the regular season. Um, that's going to be the real test. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed. I'll have another video out. Um, just be patient with me. I'm going to get better at doing this stuff, doing these videos. I'm always being awkward when doing these videos. But then again, that's something you guys might enjoy, is just the awkwardness. Again, sometimes that's all you can have. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed it. That's it for me on this one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully here in a little bit. Yeah. And that, just to point out, I'm gonna suck ass badly because I'm learning how to play Call of Duty without aim assist. So you will see me get killed more times than me getting kills on there on Call of Duty. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed this. Have a blessed day. And here we go, Steelers. Again, one more time, like, comment, subscribe. Stay blessed. And yeah, peace.